found my Airbnb thanks to Uber. My driver was cool, although he didn't speak a lot of English, but you know, technology gets around that. And then the Airbnb, my hosts are really cool and really nice. He's like explained everything to me, all the surrounding areas, where the bus lines were, where the train was, and even made me a cocktail. A super nice, friendly couple, and the room looks nice. I honestly don't really have a whole lot car related to do in Paris. I'm just here for a while until we go down to Monaco. I'll definitely record at least some things, kind of show you some of the cool things in Paris. Got to hit up the Eiffel Tower, that's like mandatory. Real journey starts where nobody speaks English. Apparently I can't speak English either. Well, I managed to figure out the buses somehow. I got on the wrong bus twice. Like, I didn't actually ride it, but I was waiting at the bus station. It was supposed to be on line 24, but I didn't realize that there were like multiple 24s. That's how ignorant I am about public transportation. I don't even use it in California because nobody does. But the bus drivers were really nice. I just told them that I didn't speak French. I probably butchered it. They were really nice, and they told me to wait for the next one or where I actually needed to go. I'm here sort of in the heart of Paris now. Here in the Louvre, and I need to take a moment to address this. The official audio tour that you can buy to guide yourself through the museum works off of a Nintendo 3DS. Look, I just felt the need to point that out. Okay, now I have to attempt to get out of here. Well, I finally made it all the way to the top. The wait was really, really long, like literally hours. Even though the wait was really, really long, it is worth it. It's definitely a cool thing to get to do. Although I wouldn't really do it again, unless I was with somebody who really wanted to go. Yeah, maybe. You see that? A charging station at the bus stop. London would do well to learn from that. I recommend if you ever come to France, get this app called City Mapper. It's been super helpful because it really tells you all the correct like buses and trains, that kind of thing to go to. Anyway, as you've probably noticed, I've kind of just been putting all of this Paris footage together, not necessarily like breaking it up into days. That's because you know, I'm just trying to kind of show you the highlights, and there's not a whole lot of stuff here involving cars, honestly. But let's talk cars in Paris. They're not great. Remember all that awesome stuff in London? The exact opposite of that, okay? For instance, look at this. Yeah. Not exactly exciting stuff. Let's see the next car we come up to. Oh, look at that. A Peugeot. So, literally, like 90% illegally crossing the street, allegedly. Literally, like 90% of cars here are kind of crappy economy boxes, frankly. And they're almost all a French brand, like Peugeot. It's extremely rare to see anything else. I saw like one Honda, a couple of Toyotas. Once in a while you'll see a Volkswagen. Or maybe even a Mercedes. But when I say Mercedes, it's probably not what most of you are thinking of. By the way, look again. And again. So like, this is pretty much the prime examples. But yeah, so like, for most of you, I think my audience are probably American, and in the States, Mercedes is strictly a luxury brand. In fact, when Mercedes went to CLA, some people criticize them for kind of cheapening the brand, but over in Europe, they make all kinds of cars. And so most of the Mercedes that I see here, and there's not a whole lot of them, but they're actually like little economy boxes that are competitive with things like the Peugeots. I have seen this kind of thing too many times here. So this is the kind of Mercedes I was talking about earlier. Well, Notre Dame was a really cool experience. It was a very impressive cathedral, beautiful building. It's amazing just to be in something that old and that important to so many people. You know, it was kind of an odd experience though, walking around in there as a tourist, because at the same time it was a place of worship and there were people actually in there for Mass while all these people were just walking around, and it was kind of segregated, but still. It was just sort of a strange dichotomy to have people in there for something so important and personal, and yet have all these people around just kind of like gawking at everything. Another kind of weird thing that, you know, I'm not Catholic or religious at all really, so I don't want to comment on the religion and all, but something that just kind of, I don't know, rubbed me the wrong way a little bit was sort of the commercialization of it. And I realized that tourism and this type of thing is important for the local economy, and you know, the church and that type of thing has to be able to support itself and you know, have money to provide tours and stuff like that. But I don't know, I guess it just seemed odd to me to have all these things for sale in a religious setting like that. But what do I know? Like I said, I'm just sort of an outsider, and so I can't really comment on that in a meaningful way. In any case, it was definitely a cool experience, and that wraps up things here at Paris, and I will soon be heading off to Monaco, and we can see the stuff that you're really interested in and see some Formula One. Well, after quite a long train ride, I just arrived at my place here in Monaco, and you might think that it's a touch dark in here, but we can fix that. Look better now? Look at that view. Amazing. I have to say, when I looked at this place online, it looked pretty nice. It was definitely competitive in the prices when I was looking for Airbnbs. But this more than met expectations. The host was very welcoming, and I mean, the view. Like, I don't know what else to say. Now I'm gonna take a minute to get settled, probably take a nap before heading down for some dinner, down into the city, and afterwards, maybe tomorrow morning, we'll talk Formula One. Walking down to the Grand Prix right now, so let's talk some Formula One. So currently Sebastian Vettel, or Vettel, however you want to pronounce it, I'm not sure which is actually correct, made the top qualifying spot, and he's in first place for the season for Ferrari. Although, if you guys are Formula One fans, you already know that, you probably have watched it. Today is the day right before race day where they're doing their last practice. And I'm just kind of coming down here to scope out the area and make sure I know where I'm going tomorrow. Do you hear that sound? We're getting close. So I found where I'm supposed to go. It's kind of a maze down here, but it's through there. I'm in K4. And tomorrow is when I have access, because I didn't buy a ticket for today, because tomorrow is the actual race. But at least I know where I'm going. Hopefully I can remember how to get down here in time. The race doesn't start until the afternoon, so as long as I get here with some time, I should be able to make it. New NSX. So I tried to buy a shirt. It turns out that they only take cash, so I'm on a quest to find an ATM now. Anyways, I scored, found 20 euros, or more like I found an ATM and withdrew 20 euros. Just finding 20 euros would be a lot better. So that's pretty much it for today, but now we are going to magically warp ahead to race day. And we're back. So quick note before we get started, Kimi Räikkönen actually ended up edging out Sebastian. So he actually took pole position, and that makes a all Ferrari starting line.
In der Box war und sich neue Ultrasoundreifen geholt hat. Also er ist natürlich besser jetzt ausgerüstet als der vorliegende Bottas. Und dann Ricciardo, er fährt auch absolut am Limit, den haben wir gesehen gehabt, da gab es dann ordentliche Rutscher.
Williams avec l'un des bolides qui va faire son apparition, la numéro 18 précisément, la voiture de Lance Stroll.
Posizione, ottavo Sainz.
Come down the inside of it at Portier. The two came together and Wehrlein's car tipped over on its side and into the barrier, stayed against the barrier. We've already heard from Pascal Wehrlein that he's okay, he'd be better if he could jump out, and indeed he has now done so. This goes on between Ricciardo, Bottas and Verstappen for third place.
Forza Gina, la Gina ce l'ha fatta! Ma che soddisfazione, ma da quanti anni non vedevamo una cosa del genere, da commuoversi veramente, due Ferrari sul podio di Monaco, straordinario, con tutta la passione che abbiamo, quanta fatica, quanta è durata, Räikkönen che ha ottenuto questo tempo.
Well, Sebastian Vettel took the win, so it was a 1-2 finish for Ferrari. Quite a poor showing for McLaren. Alonso didn't even race this race. He decided to race the Indy 500 instead. And kind of this year as a manufacturer, they've just been having some problems with their cars. They had some penalties for qualifying as well. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton made an impressive climb. He's actually won this particular race twice before, I believe. But he had a poor qualifying, but climbed up all the way, I think from 11th maybe, up to 7th. And at one point it was actually in 6th before he pitted. So, oh wow, it's really hot. Anyway, that about wraps things up here. And catch up with you guys a little bit later. Next stop is going to be Modena.
In quinta posizione Sainz, Perez, Grosjean, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, ma veniamo direttamente a Hamilton che ha già passato Van Dorn, quindi è in 12ª posizione.
Bei der Rundefahrt zu ihrer